Okay, thank you. Sir, we are here to understand what is a Python. Before going to Python, we are going to understand some basic concepts. Then we go for what is a Python, everything. Okay. So generally, people will develop the application. Okay. Bale Ravi Raja, your voice is not audible. Someone is saying it is audible. Ravi Raja, can you check once again? Okay. So we know we are talking about the applications. So everyone using the application. Who is using the application? End users are using the applications. End users are using the applications. Okay. End users are using the applications. End user is using the application. Is a end user. End user want to use the application for some reason or some you want to perform some task. You need to use the application. For example, we are the end users for mobile. Okay, we are using the mobile. Inside the mobile we have applications. Okay, we use the application for some purpose. For example, we are using application for calling. We are using application for store the contacts. Okay, there are so many applications in our mobile applications. Okay, similarly we use a applications are used for the end user for some specific reasons. If you want to add a contact, or if you want to do any performing the task, we go for applications. Okay, so who is developing this application? This application will called as, who is developing this application means programmer or developer is going to develop the application. Who will develop that application means programmer, or will called as a developer. Both are same meaning only. So they are going to develop the applications. Very clear. So what kind of applications they're going to develop? They're going to develop three varieties of the applications. One is console application. One is what, sir? Console application. Console application. Very, very important. So one is console application. What is the second application that we can develop is desktop application or graphical user interface application, GUI application, or we can develop a graphical user interface application, or we can develop desktop applications, or third one is web applications. What applications are? Web applications. Very clear. So programmer want to develop applications. Okay, programmer want to develop the applications, or developer want to develop the application. What kind of application they develop means they can develop a console application, they can develop graphical user interface application, they can develop what's a web application. Okay, what do you mean by console application? Console application means like a menu type, menu, like a menu. Okay, we have a choices. You can select the choice. Okay, choice one means you get something, choice two means you get something. Okay, choice one means suppose choice one is a tea, choice two is a coffee, and choice three is a choice three is a choice three is a snacks. Okay, so if you take the choice snacks, okay, if you take the choice one, so you get a tea. Okay, so tea cost, like that we can develop the application menu kind of things. Okay, like a choices. If you take the choice two, then we can take the coffee price you'll get, so we take the coffee. Choice three is a snacks prices will get. Okay, that kind of applications will called as a console application. Okay, so what is the next kind of application means GUI application. GUI application means graphical user interface application or desktop applications. Like if you're going for calculator, you might have seen the calculator in your Windows operating system, right? So calculator is a GUI application or desktop application. Menu could be both desktop and website. No, sir. So that's what I'm giving a clarity. Menu is a kind of application, like we have a choices. Okay, we have a choices. So what is a what is this question is console application. I'm going to show one of the example of console application which I developed. This is a console application. So library management is a console application. So this is a console application. I'm going to run this application so that you can feel that difference. Hello, my voice is audible? Yes. Someone is saying not audible. I don't know. So I'm going to show the console application. So this is one of the example for WhatsApp console application. Don't worry what I am doing. I'm just showing the console application. So it is no model called. So first, this is a console application, sir. One of the example I can run because we need to install that module. So we have a choice. I want to add a book. Choice one I am taking. So this kind of applications will called as a console application. I want to become a member, modify a book, modify a member, issue a book, return book. This is a library management. I want to search the menu. I want to report the menu. I have a special menu. So like this we have a choices. We have a choices. So that kind of this kind of application is not a web application. It's not a GUI application. It is a console application. It is a console application. Clear? So this is a clear console application. Like this we have a choices. Okay. So what I developed, this is a console application, not a GUI application. Okay. So that is called as a console application. Sir, can you show me what is a GUI application? Definitely. I developed on GUI application. This is a GUI application. So this is a YouTube downloader. What I developed is a YouTube downloader. This is a graphical user interface. So this is a graphical user interface. So we use a some Tincter is a model. Tincter model. Through the Tincter model, we are developing a GUI application. This is called a GUI application. We get a on screen to download the videos. So that is called as a this is a GUI application. This is a GUI application. If you want I can run also GUI application. So Py2 model has to install. So many models I need to install, but this is a GUI application. So it will take time to install. Okay, these models. Okay, basically there is a difference. There is a difference for GUI application and console applications. Okay, next we are talking about this is a console application is a calculator and YouTube downloader. YouTube downloaders. Okay, you want to download the YouTube videos, then we can develop. I have developed the YouTube downloader. Okay, I will show you in the classes, upcoming classes. Don't worry. So YouTube downloader, the whatever I code I written, I'll show you. Don't worry. So this is a code, but before that one, we need to download Py2. Okay, you need to download the Py2. That is a third-party model we need to download for the downloading the YouTube. Okay, Calci is an application that is called as a graphical user interface application. Next, coming for web application, any application running on the server on the web is called as a web application. So examples are called as a Facebook. Facebook is one best example. Facebook is the best example for what's a web application. Web application means we are developing the application that running on the server. Running on the server. Okay, we are giving the request from the browser. We give a request on the server. This application is running, and it's going to give the response. Best example is a Facebook. Okay, so applications are three types. One is console, like menu kind of things. Second one is a GUI kind of things, that is called desktop applications like calculator and YouTube downloader. Next we are talking about what's the web applications. Okay, after developing the web application, we must have internet. We must have internet. For these two applications, even though internet is not required, it can work. But why I not for me, why it is not working is I need to install these modules. Okay, extra modules are there. I need to install. Okay, after installing, this code will work. Okay, so but who has to develop the application means programmer or developer. So programmer or developer has to develop the application. How we can develop these kind of applications, whether it could be a console application, whether it could be a GUI application, whether it could be a web application. How we can develop means he must understand he must understand the programming language. He must understand what's a programming language. Without understanding programming language, he cannot develop any application. Okay, so what is the key role? Key means programming language is required to develop the applications. Very clear. So what kind of programming language is available in the IT industry or in the market means we have a C. C is a programming language. C++ is a programming language. Java is a programming language. .NET is a programming language. PHP is a programming language. Linux shell scripting is a programming language. Modular 3 or Modular 2 is a programming language. So there are a lot of programming languages. I just taken some of the few programming language. Okay. So programmer, what you need to do means you need to understand any of the programming language to develop the console application or GUI application or web application. Okay. So coming for C, C is called as a C or another language is called PLSQL, that is called procedure oriented programming language. So these are categorized as a POPL. POPL means procedure oriented programming language. POPL means procedure oriented programming language. Okay. POPL, C and PLSQL. C is a procedure oriented programming language. PLSQL is also procedure oriented programming language. C++, Java, .NET are comes under object oriented programming language. These are called object oriented programming language. Okay, PHP is also programming language. Linux shell script is called as a scripting language. Scripting language. Modular 2 is called as a modular programming language. So Java, .NET, C++, .NET, they are calling as a object-oriented programming language. Linux shell script is a scripting language. Modular 2 is a modular programming language. These are the different varieties, categorized different varieties of the programming language. Okay, if anyone asks what is the best example of procedure-oriented programming language means C is the best example. Okay, but an object-oriented is the best example is what's a Java. Okay, scripting language we go for Linux shell script. To modular programming language means we go for what's our modular 2. Okay, so these are the programming languages as categorized this one. Okay, if anyone asks which variety of the programming language is the best means we cannot say this is the best and this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, we cannot say, because every programming language contains its own advantages and limitations. Suppose if you see C programming language, you can develop drivers, you can develop scanners, you can develop audio, videos, scanner, printer, softwares you can develop by using a C programming languages. If you are developing a business application development means we definitely go for Java. Okay, if you are going for backup in the scripts, we go for a scripting language. So as I mentioned, each and every programming language contains its own advantages and limitations. Okay, we cannot say this is a big, this is a big, this is a big, this is a big. Everything is a big for us. Okay, because based on our requirement, we need to decide which programming language is the best. Which programming language is the best, we need to decide based on the business requirement. Okay, so we cannot say okay this is the best, this is the best. Okay, so but where our Python is coming, where our Python come back to the Python. Okay, Python. So I am asking one question, sir. Can you tell me Python is a procedure-oriented programming language? Procedure-oriented programming language. Python is a object-oriented. Is it object-oriented? Python is a scripting language. Is it Python is a modular programming language? Which one? Which one? Python is. Anyone? Python is a procedure-oriented, object-oriented, scripting language, modular programming language. Pravat, Prativika currently telling all I think. Okay, very good. So, lot of students I have seen, they are saying is a object-oriented programming language. Of course, it is not only object-oriented programming language, it is a procedure-oriented programming language, scripting language, and modular programming language. Okay, so as a Pravalika said, Python is everything, every kind, everything. It is like all-rounder. Feature is taken from procedure-oriented. The feature is taken from object-oriented. Feature is taken from the scripting language. Feature is taken from the modular programming language. Entire thing we can give name as a Python. Very clear. So then Python is called as a general purpose programming language. Python is called as a general purpose programming language. Very clear. If anyone asks what is a Python, Python is also a general purpose programming language. Okay, sir. One student asked me, sir, Java is also a general purpose programming language. Java is also general purpose programming language. Yes, of course. Java is also general purpose programming language. Python is also general purpose programming language. Only difference for Java and our Python is code wise is very, very important. Code wise is more. In case of Java, we need to write hundreds of lines. Same hundreds of lines we can write in a 10 lines. What is a uh, general purpose only? Java is also a general purpose, and Python is also what's a general purpose only. So which wise it is a good means? Python is code wise is a less code we are going to write. If you are understanding Python, you are thinking always you are writing a code in less code. You are the way how you analyze the code, how you read the code, you come to have a less number of lines. Okay, we can reduce the number of lines while writing the code also. Okay, but coming for Java, you need to write a lot of number of lines. You need to write more number of lines when we are working for what's up Java. That is the main difference. And code wise, and here the manual work in the sense the programmer has to take 2 to 3 days to complete the work. Here he can write everything in a one day. So that is a main advantage industry is looking. Okay, the work they given to the developer, they need to develop the application very faster manner and very efficient manner and every secured manner. If you want to develop the application, that is going to be in the market very longer time. So that's why Python is become a general purpose programming language. And if you're learning Python, definitely you will see your code wise also we are reducing. Okay, okay, we are going to see in upcoming classes how the code we are going to reduce. Okay, same logic how we can reduce the code. Okay, when you are writing the code. Okay, so that we are going to understand when I'm talking about Python. Okay, so Java is also general purpose programming language. Clear? Now, so some people are saying Python is a scripting language. Python is a scripting language. Why they are calling as a scripting language? Python is a scripting language, they are saying. Okay, What do you mean by a scripting? What do you mean by a program? Okay, so generally script means we are understood in a movies. Okay, movie they want to one movie they want to create means they need to develop any movie, they first need to read the script. According to script only the movie is what's movie is what's created. Yes or no? Film is made based on the script only. Yes. Okay, script is something like that. You have a characters inside. Through the characters, that script is made and movie is what's created. Okay, based on the script. Okay, similarly, here we have a statement will be there. Based on the statement, we are going to execute the statements on the CPU. So that is called as a scripting language. Okay. So here script is nothing but a what we are writing the instruction. What we are writing the instructions. Okay, instructions. What we are writing is also called as script. Why basically we'll call as script means we are going to write a less number of lines. Okay, less number of lines. So that we'll call as a script. Okay, generally in programming language, what happens? Programming language, what happens? Like if you see C plus C or C plus plus or Java, if you take. Okay, generally what happens in a scripting programming language means we need to write a code. We need to write a code. First, we need to write a code. Okay, that could be a Java, that could be a C or C plus plus. You are writing a code. After writing a code, what you need to do? Suppose you take the example of Java. Java means .java, that is a Java file. So you are writing a Java code here. You are writing some instructions here. So after writing the instructions, we call this is a file. This is a which file means Java file, also called as a source code. Also called as a source code. Source code is nothing but a just you are writing a file inside the Java through the Java. Not only Java, sir. You can write the code inside the C++, inside the C program, but everything will call as a source code. Everything will call as a source code. Clear? So we are calling as a source code. After writing the source code, generally this source code will not execute the statements by CPU. Why? Because you written the program not in the low level. You are written in the program in high level. Okay, what do you mean by high level means you written the program like English like statements you written. Okay, that's why it's called as a high level program. So you write a program in high level that will called as a source code. But this source code cannot understand by our CPU. CPU in our computer system we have a CPU, central processing unit. So that has to be executed this statements. That has to execute this statement. If you want to execute this statement, CPU cannot understand what you are written our language because it's a more like high level language. High level means anyone humans can understandable language. This is human can understandable language, but machine cannot understand. Machine understandable language is always zeros and ones only. So that is the reason. First, what we do, we convert this one in convert into high level language into machine level language by using a one translator. Is called as a compiler. Is called as a compiler. We are going to give to the compiler. So we are going to give to the compiler. What is a compiler? Compiler is a translator which converts our source code. Source code means high level language, high level language. High level language into machine level language. We are converting into the machine level language. So that is called as a compiler. Okay, but in case of Java, what is happening? So once you compile the code, we get a another code called intermediate code, or else we'll call as a byte code. So I'm taking the example of Java, sir, but you will not get a byte code. In case of C, we get an object file directly in case of C, but I'm talking about Java because if you understand a little bit on Java, so you get a clarity on what's a Python. Okay, so that's why I've taken the example of what's a Java. So you can also take example for C. C, we don't get a byte code, we directly get a object file. That object file is executed by the CPU. But here, in case of Java, we are converting high level into machine level. Okay, so this is a byte code. This is called as a byte code. So this byte code can run into different operating systems. So this byte code can run into different operating systems. Okay, what are the different operating systems we have means we have a Windows operating system. Okay, Windows operating system we have a Mac operating system, we have a Linux operating system. Linux operating system. Okay, so we have a different operating system. We can run this bytecode into different operating systems. Okay, so there will be a JVM will be there. So in Windows, Mac also says JVM will be there. Linux also JVM will be there. So this bytecode can run into different operating system. Okay, coming for this is the flow of what's writing any programming language. One example I have taken is a Java. Okay, coming for our Python. Okay, Python. If you are coming for Python, we write a source code only. We write a source code only. So when you are learning the Python, we need to write a source code only. Yes, we need to write a source code. So here the extension for Python is a.py. Py is extension for Python code. .java is extension for Java code. Okay. Now this code has to be converted into machine code. Okay. To convert that one, we need a translator. We need a translator. Here, please understand, we are not using a compiler. We are using an interpreter. Okay. In scripting languages, okay, we are using a not a compiler. We are using a interpreter. That is the difference. Okay. Earlier, in a programming languages, we are using a compiler to convert high level into machine level. Okay, but here we are using an interpreter. So what is the question, sir? Interpreters also converts high level language into machine level language. Interpreters also same duty as working as a compiler. But here observe, interpreter is not executing all the statement at once, but interpreter will execute a statement by statement. Okay, first statement it will take to the interpreter and executes and give to the CPU. Then CPU is executing the statements. Okay, what is the next statement? Okay, it will take the next step, but this statement has to complete to go for the next statement. But in case of compiler, what happens? All the statement will compile at once. Okay, all the statement will go at once. But in case of interpreter, it will read one by one statement. So this is called line by line execution. Interpreter it will go what's up line by line execution. That's what in scripting languages. Scripting languages uses what's a interpreter. Scripting languages uses what a interpreter. And in case of interpreter, it's going to execute statement by statement. But duty is same. What is the duty? What is the duty means it will convert a high level language into what's a machine level only. But here it's going to execute statement by statement. If the statement is getting wrong, it will not execute the next statement. Okay, it picks one statement, executes and gives to the CPU. So we get output. The observe here, we are not giving to the compiler directly. Here we are giving to the interpreter. The execution style is different also. Here all the statement will go once, but in interpreter one statement is going. So that is called as a scripting language. Scripting languages uses interpreter. Programming languages uses what's that? Programming languages uses compiler. Clear? So that's why Python is not only scripting language, sir. Python is also a the execution style for Python is a scripting. Execution style is a like a scripting, but not only scripting. It has taken the features from object oriented. It has taken the features from procedure oriented. It has also taken the feature from modular programming language. If anyone asks Python is a scripting language, that means yes, not only scripting language. It has taken the feature from procedure, object to scripting, modular, and generally I can call as a Python is a general purpose and high level interpreted language. High level, it is interpreting, right? So our code is interpreted. So entire thing, what I can say, one definition I can call, that is called as a Python is a general purpose, means you can develop any application. General purpose programming language means all the feature is taken from different variety of the programming language. And you are writing a code in a high level or low level? High level. You are writing a code in what's a high level and interpreted. So you are interpreting. Okay, interpreted language. So this is the definition for words of Python. Python is a general purpose high level interpreted programming language also you can say. Okay. Okay, this is called as a Python. Okay, understand what is a Python? Python is a general purpose programming language. Okay. So next, so what is the first statement we have understood means what is a Python? Okay, only one thing we understood is what is a Python? Python is a general purpose. Python is a general purpose high level interpreted programming language. Okay, this definition is very clear, I think so. Now we understood what is a Python. Next one, we are talking about who developed the Python. Who developed the Python means, sir, lot of people are saying Gudo, 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 Van, Rasam also they are saying. Lot of students are saying, hey, who developed the Python? I asked a lot of students and faculties also. They are saying Gudo, Gudo, Van, Rasam, Rasam. They are saying, sir, this is not in India, sir. This person is from Dutch programmer. Okay, so the names will be not like our Indian names. I always pronounce like a Guido, Guido. Some people are saying Gudo also. You can also take Gudo. Van. Rasam, not Rasam, sir. Rosam. So Gudo, Van, not Rasam. Okay, Rosam. Guido, Van, Rosam. So it will look very clear, right? Guido, Van, Rosam. Who developed the Python means not Gudo, Van, not Vano, not Rasam. So who developed Python means Guido Van Rossum. Okay, is a mathematician. He's a programmer actually. He developed this one into one mathematical research center called CWI. So that is a mathematical research center called CWI, which is located at Netherlands. Which is located at what's that? Netherlands. Okay, CWI. Who developed Python means Guido Van Rossum. So he is a Dutch programmer. Okay. So okay. He's implemented this Python for his own project implementation in the year 1989. Okay, he is given to the public in the year 1991. Okay, Python is given the first how it came forward, sir, in the year 1991. Now, when he is given the Python in the year 1991, public started using the Python. Public started using the Python. Okay, so public is starting using Python. Guido Van Rossum is a one person. Guido Van Rossum is a one person. Okay, only one. This is a single person or multiple person. So names are three words only, but not a three persons. Sir, is a one person. Okay, this one person has to solve the, if any problem comes under the public are facing the problem. Public means one person or multiple persons. Okay, they are facing the public means they who is using the Python, they are facing the problem. Okay, if they are facing the problem, Guido Van Rossum has to go to the public and you need to resolve the issues. So it is become very tough for Guido Van Rossum because every time they are facing the public, they are facing the problem. Guido Van Rossum, one person has to go forward, sir, each and every issues. So that is the reason what he has done. He has given this Python to the PSF. This is called Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation. So which is a non-profitable organization. Which is a non-profitable organization. Which is a non-profitable organization. Okay, Python now under the control of Python Software Foundation only. You can also become a member for Python Software Foundation just to develop any code using a Python, and you can submit to the Python Software Foundation. They will take daily lot of members are developing the Python code and giving that software to the Python Software Foundation freely. So that is the way Python is rich in models. Why it is rich in model means everyone is developing some models and giving freely to the Python Software Foundation. You can also become a member for that one. Okay, so that's why Python Software Foundation is not a profitable organization, non-profitable organization. Why Python is rich in models means daily they are developing. Any person can develop the model and they can submit to the Python Software Foundation freely, and you can also become a member. You can also become a member for Python Software Foundation. That's why I'm also adding one more point. Python is rich in models. Models means just like libraries. So take the library. What is the library means? Earlier I got one error. No, I got one error when I'm running this one. I got error. What is the error I got, sir? Okay, you will not find the PyMySQL. Okay, this is a model. This is a library. First, we need to install this library. Py2. Py2 is a library or a model. Okay, these are not a cost basis. Sir. These are freely we can download from the net. Okay, so we can download this one. To after installing, we can download the videos by writing some code. Yes, sir. So this is why this kind of models are rich in models. So that's why Python is what's a rich in models. I can say Python is rich in models, or I can say libraries. Okay, so rich in models. So next, why name? Why name is given? Why Python name given Guido van Rossum? Why means he was very fond of one of the serial which is coming under BBC channel. BBC channel one serial was coming. BBC channel one serial was coming that is called as a Monty Python Flying Circus. Monty Python Flying Circus. He was very fond of. This is a series Flying Circus. So nowadays we are seeing the series. Okay. Nowadays we are seeing the shows. Okay. So that time that show was very popular in late 1980s. Okay, that is a Monty Python Flying Circus, which is a telecasting on BBC channel. So he has taken the name from this series only. That is called as a Python. So that is why he has given the name. But there is no relation for our snake, nothing, sir. Okay, but if you take any book, on that book there will be a snake symbol will be there. But he has not mentioned anywhere snakes and all. But he has taken the name Python from this one, Monty Python Flying Circus. Okay, so we understood what is a Python, who developed Python, and why Python name is clear. I hope you understood. Okay, so now sir, here please understand this point very clearly. After understanding this one, I can show how to install the software and I can show, okay, I can start the classes. Okay, you will understand, sir. But you, if you are going for any real-time work, or if you are going for sitting a software industry, you are sitting in a software industry, you don't know what kind of work you are doing. Okay, okay, what application you are developing, what is the domain you are working. If you don't know, definitely in the industry you will kick it off. So first you need to understand, okay, what is the domain I am working, what kind of software I am working, okay, what is the role I am working, okay, on which domain I am working, everything you should have a clear. So that's why now what I am saying, where our Python software is used in the industry. Okay, you need to understand. Without understanding this one, I can show you how to install a software and I can tell you what is a variable, data types, you can functions. Okay, I can tell everything, class, objects, everything you can understand, sir. But if anyone asks, okay, where your Python is using, okay, you can say, hey, Python is using in a web application. Okay, but what is the requirement for develop web application? You need to understand. Okay, without saying, okay, Python is it for web application, Python is it for some automation. Okay, everyone will say, but you need to have a clarity. Okay, this is where our Python is using in automation application. Okay, you are developing on automation kind of stuff. Okay, you need to understand, okay, this is where our Python is sitting. So this is where I am working, this is my roles and responsibilities in this my industry, this is the domain I am working. Okay, I'm working in a financial domain, I'm working in a what financial domain, or medical, whatever the domains you are working, financial sector, or medical sector, whatever. So you need to understand clearly. Without understanding where the Python is coming and sitting, and where you are sitting in the industry is also, you get a unclarity. So that is the reason I am telling you. So some of the applications where our Python is used for developing the applications, and I go for each and everything, each and everyone, each and everything, so that you get a clarity. Okay, so that's where you will understand. Okay, don't always think, okay, sir, that is sufficient. Who is developed the Python? Okay, that is sufficient, sir. And who is developed? What is a Python means? Okay, I know that is the definition. Okay, and Python, how the name has also came. Okay, that's also okay. You can also find lot of history on Python. Okay, you can go and search the Google also. That and everything is okay. But you should get a clarity. Okay, Python is okay. This is where he's using. Yeah. Okay, you get a clarity. Okay, this is where the Python is coming to picture. Oh, that much powerful Python. Okay, and when you're working also, you get a feel. Oh, this is where I'm working. Okay, if you're not understanding this one, just learning Python and going for the industry and writing a code, you don't know what is the domain on which application you are working. Application wise, they will tell you, don't worry. But the this is where our that power you will understand once you understand this where actually our Python is developing. Okay, so let me tell you where our Python application is used means for data analytics. Okay, so where our Python is used means automation. Okay, where our Python is used means for developing what's our web applications. Okay, so where our Python is used means web scraping. Okay, so where our Python is used means admin scripts. Okay, okay, where our Python is used means networking with the IoT. Okay, networking network networking with IoT. IoT means Internet of Things. So next one, test cases generation. Test cases generation. Okay, next one is graphical user interface application. What I developed is a graphical user interface application only, sir. Okay, this is a graphical user interface. I'll show you, sir. Okay, don't worry. First, I need to install that PyTube model. Okay, model I need to install. Then this code will run. Not a problem. I'll show you. Don't worry. GUI application. Next one is what's our gaming applications. Okay. Next one animation applications. Okay. So next one is what's our any variety of the application we are going. Okay. So we'll understand at least okay where our Python is coming and sitting in the data analytics, where our Python is coming under automation. At least you should have a clarity. Without clarity, don't go to install Python software, sir. See, this is where, or see, if you go for any industry, either you can go for data analytics means you are working for data science. If you are going for any web application development means you need to know what is a web application development very clear. Okay, so one by one we are going to understand. So this is where our Python is used to develop the application. The first one I'm talking about data analytics. So what do you mean by data analytics means we need to perform the analysis on the data. We need to perform the analysis on what data. We need to perform the analysis on the data. Data means if you're going for any organization, okay, let us take the example of banking system. Banking system, customer is going for a bank, and when he going for open an account, they will take some data from the customer, like customer name, customer address, okay, customer mobile number. Okay, those details will be taken. That is nothing but a data. Okay, similarly, you are going for any organization, you are the employee means they will store your employee information like employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee mobile number, okay, employee family details if they require. So they are going to store the data. So that is nothing but a data. So data analytics means you need to perform the analysis on the data. So to perform the analysis on the data, so we need to store the data, correct? So we need to store the data. So every project in our organization will be revolving around two things. One is storing the data and processing the data, processing the data and storing the data, processing the data and what is storing the data. Every project is revolving around two things. One is processing the data and storing the data. Okay, what do you mean by processing the data? For example, you are writing a program, okay, after you are writing a program, you write in a one file, correct? You are writing a Java file, or you are writing in a C file, or file we are using to write a program. Okay, afterwards this program is loaded into the memory. This program is loaded into the memory called RAM. Okay, RAM. So you write a program, that program is loaded into the RAM. Okay, then program is executed, and some data variables are variables will be there. There we are storing some little bit of information or little bit of data. Okay, after completion of that program, suppose one program I am running, program 1. After completion of the program in the RAM, this whatever the memory is allocated for the RAM in the program 1 is going to be deallocated. Okay, so it's going to what's deallocated, and the information whatever here in the RAM is going to lost, because RAM is a volatile memory. RAM is a volatile memory. Volatile means it will flush the data after completion of the program execution. So that is called as a RAM. RAM is a volatile memory. Volatile means it clears the data after the execution of the program. Next time I want to know the data in the program one, I cannot find that data because the program is erased in the RAM. Okay, so means I cannot use a RAM to storing the data. So RAM is only processing the data. RAM is what's a processing only, processing purpose only you can use a RAM, and I cannot to go for what's a storing the data. So RAM is nothing but like a temporary storage. Okay, this is the RAM is for temporary storage for what's up execution purpose only our program. Okay, I cannot store the data permanently. Processing processing the data is very good for the RAM. Okay, but our intention is I want to store the data for permanent manner. So storing the data permanent manner means how I can store the data permanently. Storing the data permanent manner means how I can store the data permanently. If you want to store the data permanently, we need to use a softwares. Okay, so you want to store the data permanently means we need to use a softwares. Okay, so what's that? Data analytics is used to perform the analysis on the data. Okay, then data I want to store. So okay, data I can store what's a temporary purpose. Where I can store means only RAM, but RAM is not a permanent storage solution. So for permanent storage solution, we are going for what's a softwares. Okay, what are the softwares are available means we have a file system. Files, what are the softwares of the files means we have a txt files, so we can store the data permanently in text files. You can save data in CSV, comma separated value, JavaScript object notation, JSON, and XML. Like that, we can store the data permanently. Okay, next one, we are going for RDBMS, Relational Database Management System. Okay, in this one, what are the softwares are available in RDBMS means Oracle is a software, which is a RDBMS software. Like that, MySQL is also a software. Next one, DB2, SQL Server, and SQLite software. So this is a database software. So Python automatically provides our one of the database software is SQLite 3. SQLite 3 is available by default. This database available when you install our Python software. This you come to know upcoming classes. So this is called as a RDBMS software, such like Oracle, MySQL, DB2, SQL Server, SQLite 3. Okay. So in my class, I will show you how to connect Oracle, MySQL, and SQLite 3 also. Okay, next one, not only RDBMS, NoSQL databases. Okay, what are the NoSQL databases we have means MongoDB, and HBase, Cassandra, Netezza. So these are the Netezza. These are the NoSQL databases. What do you mean by NoSQL databases? Means here concept is in RDBMS concept we are going for the table. We use a table concept to store the data permanently. Here we are not going for the table concept. We are going to store the data in the key and value pairs. We are going to store the data in the key and value pair in MongoDB, HBase, Cassandra, Netezza. So this is another mechanism to store the data permanently. Okay, so this is very good for web application development purpose. That's why key and value pair is very good for web kind of application development. Okay, so next one we are going for Hadoop. Hadoop is also big data purpose. We are going, sir. There is a software called Apache Hadoop, Norton Hadoop, and Cloudera Hadoop. So here, what is the mechanism they are going means client and server mechanism. Okay, client says slave and master mechanism. They are going to store the data permanent in this big data mechanism. If you have a big data, more data, okay, then we can go forward sir these mechanisms. Okay, so finally, what I can call this one is called as a storage storage sources. Okay, what is this permanent storage sources I can call, or I can call source of the data, or permanent storage sources I can call. Okay, so now understood, we are storing our data permanent storage only. Why means next time I want to have a data, I can fetch the data very easily. You want to fetch the data, our application needs data repeatedly. Okay, then we can store the data permanently because your application wants to take the data anytime. Okay, anytime you want that data means the data should be present in somewhere permanently. The data should be present somewhere present, not temporarily, present permanently. Clear? Okay, so after storing the data, what you need to do means we need to connect to these sources. Okay, what is the next point is we need to connect to the sources. Okay, so connect to the sources. How to connect to the sources? Writing some program. I write some Java program to connect to the sources. I write the program to connect to the sources. Okay, to connect to the sources. What are the sources we have? We have files, we have RDBMS, NoSQL, and Hadoop. Okay, connecting from Java program to the sources like files, I'll take the example. Okay, it is not that much easy, sir. We need to understand streaming concept. Okay, we need to understand what's an input stream, output stream, buffer stream, reader stream, like that we need to understand. Okay, so not only files are, if you're going for RDBMS also, not that much easy, little bit difficult to connect to these sources. Okay, from the Java program, not only Java, for any program. Coming for our Python, so in Python what I want to do, I want to connect to the file. Okay, so how much easy in Python code to connect to the file is, I'm going to write a small code for your understanding. Suppose that the file is abc.txt, okay, which is present in my Python software installed, where my Python is installed. Assume that file is there in my Python software installed, where I install my Python software, and from there I want to access the data. Before accessing the data, what I need to do, sir? Connect. First you need to connect. To connect that one, in Python there is a function. Okay, see, very simple. There is a one function is there. This function name is a open function. This open function will take two arguments. One is file. Next one is file name. Next one is a mode. See, open is a function. It takes two parameters. One is a file name, next one is a mode. Simple, sir. Simple. In Python code, I need to use a open function, and you can mention the file name, then you can mention the mode. Mode is read mode. Will have mode means we have a read mode, we have a write mode, and we have append mode. Okay, read means we can read the data from the file. Write means we can write the data from into the file. Append means without modifying your existing code, we can also append new data to the file. Okay, so these are the three modes. Okay, afterwards I use a one read function. So there is another function called what's that? Read. This read function is going to read all the data from the file. Very simple, sir. Next is what's that? Read. After reading the data, we need to close. Very simple. Open the file, open the file, read the data, and close the file. Only three functions. Only three functions. Let me take an example on Python. In Python, how we can write means x is a variable. Yeah, we can write, sir. What they are asking, want to write some lines? Yes, you can write a lot of lines. You will come to know when I'm talking about the file handling. File handling, I will show you how we can write the code and what is the extra lines we need. Yes, yes. What is your question? Yeah, we can write. Okay, so I'm going to open. What is the file name, sir? I mentioned abc.txt. Okay, sir. I'll not kept in the Python where I installed. I kept in D drive or E drive, F drive. We can give the location. You can give the location. Okay, and what mode I am taking, sir? Read mode, because I want to read the data from the abc.txt. After reading the data, what I want to print x dot read. Read is a function once again. So through this read function, I can read all the data which is present in abc.txt. Afterwards, just I close the function file. I close the file. That's all. See how many lines of code I written means 3 lines of code. So no hangama. Only what's open, and you need to give the location. Definitely, you get error. You are not giving exact location. Okay, and you need to know what is a mode. Mode is also very clear. Read mode, write mode, and append mode. Clear? Okay, so that is what we need to understand. Open function. Next one, we need to understand what's a read function. Very simple one. And close. Open, close, very clear. Then we are going to read the data. Okay, how many lines of code are written, sir? 3 lines of code only. So but if you go for Python, Java, or any other language, so you need to write more lines of code. Okay, we can achieve same thing, not only Python, sir. We can achieve same thing in from different programming language also. But thing is, we need to do some circus. We need to do some circus means we need to import some util files. Then we need to take that inbuilt functions. Lot of things we need to do. Okay, but here Python is very easy. Writing 3 lines of code, we can achieve whatever you want. Okay, so after connecting, what we need to do means we need to fetch the data. Means we fetch the data. Okay, after fetching the data, what we need to do, we need to process the data. So we connected the data source. After connecting to the data source, we need to fetching the data. Okay, after fetching the data, what you need to do is we need to do for a analysis, or we need to do a process. We need to do a process. Why I need to do a process means end user want to see the processed data only. End user will not see what is the existing data. End user always see the processing data. Processing data means we need to write some algorithms. After reading the data, we need to write some algorithms to process. So what are the data analysis algorithms already available in our Python? There is a data analysis algorithms are there in Python, not in what's any other programming languages. What are the data analysis algorithms are available in Python is we have a statistical techniques, like we can calculate what's a mean mean we can calculate. Median we can calculate. Coefficient correlation and some prediction also we can do in case of what's a statistical techniques. So already inbuilt algorithms are available for data analysis. Not only statistical algorithms, textual mining, we have a inbuilt spatial techniques. spatial technique Spatial techniques. Okay, next one, we have a machine learning algorithms. So these are inbuilt algorithms are available for analyzing the data. Okay, simply we need to use algorithms. But in case of Java, in case of C program or C plus programs, what we need to do, we need to manually develop the algorithm. After manually developing the algorithms, what you need to do means you need to give some input for testing purpose. So after developing the algorithm, we need to test that algorithm. After testing algorithm, which best algorithm is sufficient, that we need to understand. Okay, that is a lot of process. But coming for our Python, data analysis algorithms already inbuilt, but why you are worried? You take these algorithms. Okay, enjoy. That's what Python is saying. Okay, your manual work is become what, sir? So reduced by Python. Okay, okay, you are doing the analysis after if you want to do this one, you go for algorithms. Okay, to do this one, we go for some libraries. Okay, to perform actually data analysis, we use some models also. So that called as a libraries. As I mentioned, model is nothing but a library. What are the libraries we have called as a pandas? Through the pandas, I can analyze, I can extract the data in the form of what's pandas. Afterwards, what I can do, I can use some other library called matplotlib is there. So through this one, I can generate the reports. Okay, finally, whatever the data was there, that I am generating the reports. Okay, so our ultimate goal is that one. After seeing the reports, then our end users means they take the decision based on the reports. They take the reports. Okay, after taking the reports, they can decide, okay, what is the if they are developing any new softwares, okay, or new business, they can understand by taking the reports only. Collection of reports will called as a dashboard. But report generation is very easy in case of WhatsApp Python. Why means there is a inbuilt matplotlib. Okay, take the data, generating report not easy, not easy. In case of some tools we required, like Cognos. I have you heard Cognos? Cognos is a reporting tool. Tableau is also a reporting tool. Tableau, you heard some persons. Okay, Cognos is a reporting tool. Tableau is also a reporting tool. If you want to generate the reports, they need to interact with the data. So, sir, in Cognos, if you want to generate any report, you need to interact with the data. After interacting with the data, you need to connect to the database. Connecting to the database, after connection to the database, you need to generate the report. And these Cognos are Cognos, they work for specific databases, but Tableau will work for any databases. Tableau is also working for any databases. So you need to use third party tools generally. Okay, but our Python is become very easy when we are using only one model, that is called matplotlib. We can generate pie chart, we can generate scatter plot, we can generate bar graph. Like that, we can generate WhatsApp reports. So collection of reports is nothing but a, okay, so what ultimately I can say is, after generating the report, visualization is very excellent when going for these libraries. Okay, so this is where our data analytics, we are using a Python. I hope you understood. So first, what we understood, data analytics means we need to perform data analysis on the data. Okay, after performing the analysis on the data, we need to analyze the data. Finally, we are generating the reports for what's our end users. Okay, like business decision makers will be there. They take the reports and they can analyze their businesses. Clear? Yes or no? What there's already data analysis algorithms are there. Okay, and the inbuilt models are there, so you can use that inbuilt models and you can generate the reports very easily. Okay, visualization is very good in case of WhatsApp Python. Okay, or else we need to use a third party reporting tools. Okay, so this is a demo class, sir. I will cover next one, automation, scientific application, web scraping, administration script, everything for tomorrow. Today I'm going for once again conclusion what I taught today as part of demo. What is a Python? Okay, what is a Python? I asked it, I told today. Then uh, who invented Python? Then why Python name? And where our Python is coming into the picture. First of all, what I talked about, web data analytics. Okay, I hope you understood what is a data analytics. Simple. Data analytics means perform the analysis on the data. Then we need to store the data permanently. Okay, okay. To store the data permanently, we use the softwares. From the softwares, we can fetch the data. After fetching the data, we can analyze the data. Okay, this is what I covered today. So tomorrow I'm cover for web scraping, administration script, like that. So once you get a thorough on this one topics, this one what I'm telling, definitely you will understand how to install the software. From the software installation, I am going for practicals. Practicals I am going. So don't worry about that one. Okay, any question from your end, you can ask. This is just a demo, sir. Just part of a demo. These are 4 things I explained in this class. Any questions from your side, you can ask. Any questions? You can tell me in the chat box if you want also. And this class is going to be after 3-4 days completion. Your classes is going to be morning 7 o'clock. Okay, 7 a.m. to 8:30 daily. Okay, after demo completes, okay, your class is going to be 7 a.m. Okay, after demo class completes. Okay, your classes is going to be 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. morning. So any questions from your end, you can ask. No questions? Ramana, Dheeraj Guti, Kirtana, Niluri Sneha, Pratvika recorded. Recorded is will be given as to, yes, you can talk with your management, okay, office, okay, they will tell that information, recorded videos regarding that one, okay. Okay, any other questions? So in my class, sir, everything will be clear. Everything is clear, and definitely I can give you assurance 100% you get a subject confidence. You go for any interview, definitely you get a job. Definitely you get a job. Everything is clear only. Okay, clear cut to our subject. Clear cut to you'll be having a subject. Sir, can I get a project? No, sir. See, I take the two months course. This is okay, but lot of things I am explaining in the Python. Everything is making it clear. Okay, I'm not going very fast. Okay, and see, the day one how I starting the Python up to 2 months. Okay, you will see the same speed, same style. Okay, everything you're going to see. So I can, what I can do, I can give some task for you. Okay, when I'm talking about advanced concepts, I'll give some task. Okay, so that time what you need to do, you can perform the task. Okay, if you perform the task means definitely you can get a project explanation. Okay, so I'll not give entire project, I'll give some task. Okay, in real time also you're not going to create your own project. Okay, you get a some task. Through that task only you are going to write a program. So I give a task. Okay, once I start the advanced concepts, so I give some task for you, so you can work on that one. Okay, advanced concept when I'm talking. Okay, but but and I'm going to give some 50 programs, which is a intro point of programs. Definitely once you understand that 50 programs and my notes is sufficient to get a job. Okay, take that 50 programs and take my notes and you go for any interview, definitely you get a job. Okay, so what is the question is asked from Smriti Dalai? So can I get a project? No, sir, I can give some task. Okay, after completion of the core Python, I started giving the task. You can work on the task and you can submit to me. Okay, so can we get a use case for practices? Yes, so that's what, if you want to understand some concept, I'll just go for the use case only. Without use case, I'll not explain the concept. Okay, Pratvika. Okay, what is the next one? Niluri Sneha, what if we miss the classes in some other day? We have any downloaded questions on recording classes? Okay, so regarding recording videos means you need to contact with our Durgasoft office. Okay, they will tell you. Okay, if you miss the class also, they will give the video or not. They will tell you. Okay. Okay, Nellore Sneha, you just contact the QH office. Okay, they will tell you if you don't, if you miss the classes, what they are doing. Okay, and okay, Smriti Dalai said, okay, Nellore, okay, sir, thank you. Okay, any questions you can ask me. Don't worry, no problem. Okay, so we are going to continue the classes tomorrow. Same timing, sir, 8:30 only. 8:15 only tomorrow. Okay, couple of days we go for 8:30, then afterwards we go for 7 a.m. Okay, I'll tell you when our classes will be 7 a.m. Okay, I hope everyone is no problem for 7 a.m. I think so. Okay, any queries you can ask me. Shanmugh, Pratvika, any questions you can ask me, no problem. Shall I wind up now today? Shall I wind up?